When folks here in Wisconsin come to vote on Tuesday, they'll have to show a government-issued ID for the first time. All part of Governor Scott Walker's controversial voter ID law that went into effect this year after a long court battle. MSNBC's Tony DeCopel has an exclusive look inside this process. Tony, what are you learning?
Hey, Chris, it is a cold and bitter morning here in Madison, some fresh snow on the ground, and I'm outside the DMV, the Department of Motor Vehicles, probably the last place that most people want to spend their Saturday morning, and we're here because a lot of people are making a last-minute effort to get that government-issued ID that they're going to have on Tuesday if they hope to cast a vote. And joining me is Molly McGrath, who is an organizer with a group called Vote Writers. They are working with individuals to try to get them the ID that they need. Now, Molly, there are about 300,000 people affected by this, right? Registered voters who lack their current ID. Help me understand who these people are. What kind of cases are we dealing with here?
Right, so there's 300,000. These voters are registered in Wisconsin. They're absolutely eligible to vote, except they don't have that ID to vote. And so these voters are older voters whose driver's license may have expired because they no longer drive. These voters are younger voters, students who are coming to attend school in Wisconsin from out of state and don't get a primary student ID that qualifies them to vote, need to go get a secondary student ID. But the really interesting folks are that people coming and moving to Wisconsin and have a driver's license from out of state. They can drive, they can get on a plane, but they can't vote in Wisconsin.
And really quickly, because we're running out of time, 300,000 people don't have the ID necessary. How many can you really help before Tuesday?
Well, not all 300,000, but we're talking to hundreds of voters, working directly with hundreds of voters. We have 4 voters coming to the DMV this morning to get their ID, and we're training volunteers to continually reach and get to all these voters, so no voter will be left behind.
All right, Chris, so 300,000, if you do the math, that is a big enough chunk of the electorate to really swing the vote here, and those tend to be Democratic voters, the population most affected by this ID law. So Bernie Sanders and his camp not very happy, hoping for a big turnout on Tuesday.